Okay, I've got some data here. I think it's on defects in some sort of a tank being manufactured. We have the defect type and we have the total number of times that defect happened. And we want to illustrate these data using a Pareto chart. Okay, a Pareto chart is a quality tool. So under your stat, quality tools, and we've got Pareto chart right here. Alright, our window opens up. Minitab wants to know where the defects or the attribute data are, in what column are they, and in this case they're in column C1, so that's my defect. And my frequencies, and this says this is optional, but in this case I'm going to want to use it because in column C2 we're being told how many times these particular defects occur. Alright, we don't have anything done by variables, so we're going to leave that alone. And by default, Minitab will calculate the percentage for each type of defect, and after 95% it will combine all the remainder 5% into one bar. If you don't want to do that, then you can say do not combine. Let's look at it both ways and see what happens. So let's just let Minitab do its thing. Alright, so here's our Pareto chart, and what do we have here? This is done by my y-axis on this side is done in terms of total number of defects. So in correct dimensions we've got 30, whatever this is, 36, right, 36. Now 36 divided by the total number of defects we have, so Minitab adds all of this mess up, takes that 36 and divides by the total number of defects, and that incorrect dimensions accounts for 22% of all my dimensions. The next thing, and Minitab always does these, Pareto charts are generally done in terms of decreasing order. So the number of parts that were damaged, there's 34 of these, and 34 out of the total number of defects I have accounts for 20%. So alright, I got 22%, I got 20%. This next one, machining problems, accounts for, according to this, 29 defects, which accounts for 17% of my defects. And I have that all the way down. And I finally come to misaligned weld, which accounts for, there's 2 of them, accounting for 1%. And then there's a few that all get lumped into the last 5%. They get lumped into other. Alright, so on our y-axis on the left-hand side, we're keeping track of number of defects, and the y-axis over on the right-hand side is keeping track of cumulative percentage. So our first category, incorrect dimensions, accounts for 22%, plus the 20% from the next one accounts for 42%. Okay, there's my 42%. Plus the 17 I get from the next one accounts for 60%. I have it here. So what's happening here is the heights of the bars represent these numbers right here. And each of these data points right here represent the cumulative percent that I have right here. And it will accumulate them till I get to 100%. Alright, now I'm just going to go back to my last dialog box I had opened. And this time I'm going to say do not combine. And we'll see what the difference is. Now we get many more categories, because on the first one everything beyond misaligned weld was lumped into the last 5%. Here they're showing individually. Now which way you want to do this is entirely up to you. It depends on how you want to display it. Alright, so that basically is our Pareto chart.